So today I want to talk about leadership, but not in quite the same, in the same way you usually think about it. I'm gonna talk about leadership in the way of the thing about leadership is that you don't always have to be the loudest in the room or standing in the spotlight, but real leadership starts here. With leading yourself and your own life, and then you naturally lead the world around you in ways. I learned this when I first started getting serious about lifting weights. No one was standing behind me, pushing me to show up particularly. I did have a friend who kind of suggested the idea, but it was just me, my own goals, my own work ethic, my own decision, and so one thing I noticed when I first stepped foot into the gym, I've noticed this in a few spaces, is that when you're new to something, people kind of stand around and they kind of mock you. They kind of make fun of you for being new, or different, and for not knowing what to do precisely. And I noticed this. So when I stepped foot into the gym for the first time, a couple things happened. So first of all, I'm learning. So I watched a few videos before I went to the gym, but I didn't know much, and I was quite confused. The gym is pretty intimidating. There's a lot of equipment, like you can kind of see here. It's kind of depicted there, but it's not real clear. But there's a lot of different machinery, and it's very confusing how it works if you don't know how it works. And so I would sit there and I would actually I would watch a YouTube video, go up to a machine, and then get on the machine and then watch the video more to be like, how do I do this properly so I don't hurt myself, basically. And this one kid, so when the first time I went into a gym was actually here on campus. And this kid, so there's a lot of kids that said a lot of rude stuff, but there was this kid in particular who was so the first time I walked, I don't know if you guys are familiar with auto rec at all, but I walked down and I walked in the door that's sometimes locked on the outside, but it's like all the free weights are up here. Like if you're downstairs, it kind of goes like this, right? And I walked in here, and there was a girl squatting on the Smith machine. So that's a Smith machine. That's a different gym, but that's a Smith machine. And she was squatting, and the guy's like, dude, she's like a 500 to you. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't really care, and just kind of kept walking. And then it's like you do it more, and then people start to recognize you and even say hi eventually, and it's like, wow, this guy was super mean when I first started. It's like, why is he nice now? It's like, I don't want to be your friend. I know who you were when I first got here. It's like, bro, what's up? And then there's other people that you're like, I haven't seen you before. This is cool. Made a new friend. But I want to say, so I do have a Bible verse on this. You obviously don't have to believe to be here. So the Bible verse is Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Leadership starts by leading your own heart, your own habits, and your own life. Okay, so I got quiet leadership. So later I started realizing that even when you aren't trying, people are watching. So a friend once told me that seeing me stay consistent in my faith and in school gave gave him courage to take his own life more seriously. And honestly, I didn't even know they were looking. Um, you don't have to be loud to lead. You don't have to, you just really need to be authentic. You need to be yourself, and you need to not let others mess with your head. Just live authentically. I have another one for this one. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify the Father in heaven. So actions speak louder than words. Leading by example. For example, doing what's hard or showing up, even just showing up is huge. Because other people could be like, you could say like one really small thing that makes someone's day or makes someone stick around to see tomorrow, and that's really huge. Like, you don't know how many times like even like me, I had like some bad days every once in a while, and it's like it can feel sometimes like the whole world's closing in on you, or like everyone hates you, and then you remember like one cool thing someone did for you, and you're like, this is cool. Like, I don't know what everyone else was talking about. Like this is worth showing up to too, because I get to see my friend XYZ at hustle or at school or at class or wherever. And another thing is like just staying calm under pressure, and then finishing your work. And sometimes it's not about telling, but about being present, being who you are, showing up. And yeah. So this is courage to lead. Being alone is okay, and it doesn't mean you're not a leader in your own way. It takes real courage to walk the opposite direction, or to stand out. And like, I've noticed this too in like high school and college, is like all these groups form, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel too good about groups. Like, obviously there's some good groups like hustle and stuff, and like sports or like clubs and stuff. But when I start to see like groups form that are kind of like toxic, like, like if you sit with us, you have to put on this certain suit or wear this certain attire, and it's not like good for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, if you sit there, then it's like you have to be a certain way. You know what I'm talking about. It takes real courage. I already said that. So saying no to things that weren't good for me or for others, even when it made me feel alone sometimes, is important, because it can hurt me, or it can hurt others if I don't say no, or if I don't say yes to what I do want, So like that's another thing. And then you don't need the crowd. You don't need like people watching you to be a leader. Like, you can you can lead silently. You can lead without, I guess you can lead without yelling. That's what I'm kind of saying. Is like, you don't have to stomp your feet or make a ruckus. Like you can lead. And you just need a little bit of conviction, and that'll take you far. So a challenge. So I have a challenge for you. This is here. It's not always easy to choose your own path. When everyone else is going one way, it takes real courage. Oh, that was the last one. Sorry. Yeah, so I'll leave you with this challenge. Own your life, lead your world, be faithful in small things, be courageous in the hard things, and trust that God will use your quiet leadership to impact more people than you can imagine. That is all I have.